favorite early bird specials between 7 8. Canopy Egyptian cotton sheets are
Stan Hooper. Saturday nights on Universal HD are slamming.
Okay, so you monitor each and every one of them.
Each and every.
Needs to lead, Bobby.
For the Michigan Wolverines is to use their crack pitching staff to try and
This looks good for Estudiantes. Right side wide open.
Add the alternative burger.
Port St. Lucie, Florida.
Actually,
And was out.
The engine's all revved up. And when did you and Dad go to Niagara Falls? Who for you?
Say this first of all.
Canopy Home Furnishings. Available at Walmart. Save money, live better. Walmart.
Right now, buy any new eligible Sea-Doo watercraft or sport boat and get a 5-year limited warranty. Plus, get rebates on select models of up to $3,000. Financing is available, but hurry. This unprecedented offer from Sea-Doo ends May 31st. Download your warranty offer certificate today. Sea-Doo, the good life just got better.
Tomorrow morning, fog, rain, and thunderstorms galore cause more than just headaches. We'll show you the latest in damages from the downpours that continue to batter the east and what this means for your weekend. Your weather today, 7 a.m. Eastern on the Weather Channel. Tornado Week State of Chaos. All this week only on the Weather Channel. Now, your local on the 8s.
Our local Doppler radar. For tonight, thunderstorms early, low 55. Winds west-northwest at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Chance of rain 50%. And on Friday, mainly sunny, high 78. Winds northwest at 10 to 15 miles per hour. And Friday night, generally clear skies with a few passing clouds, low 56. Our 7-day outlook. Incidents and construction impacting our area.
And Vortex 2 has found its way back to the state of Kansas. About a 300-mile drive today out of Norman, Oklahoma, working its way north and east just slightly into northeast Kansas and a potential play. Tomorrow afternoon, beautiful day today though, and it's going to be a gorgeous sunset here in Shawnee County. Obviously though, and we've talked about this throughout the last 2.5 weeks, the coordination effort of Vortex 2 is quite an undertaking. It's this time of year that hundreds of storm chasers crisscross the plains looking for that elusive tornado. They're literally trying to put themselves in the right place at the right time for the big one, and so is Vortex 2. But now throw in 40 vehicles and 100 storm chasers, maybe instead of just one vehicle. Now imagine just how much harder it is to get in the right place at the right time. It is the central nervous system of each mission.
Looking at SPC, I think still holding at 40 knots just northwest of here.
The field command vehicle headed up by Dr. Eric Rasmussen.
We have to monitor where everybody is, make sure that we don't really command people, but we try to offer guidance. So if we see that some teams maybe have a better opportunity, if they move a little bit, we try to get in touch with them, or if we see a new scenario coming up in a half hour that would be pretty fruitful for the data gathering, we send the word out on that.
I'm in a radar coordination vehicle, the dial behind me, which is coordinating.
Understand how I can have so many haters. Down with the gangster phone. I can see and I can tell us what the f you want. So
it gets better. Check up on your history.
Let's talk. A lot more action. Mama didn't raise any food.
Gracias a Gilberto Santa Rosa, a Víctor Manuel, a Roberto Rubena.
Pensando solo en ti, sé que muy pronto.
We get caught in here? Go, go, go!
We're out dogs.
Hotel for dogs.
Mom, he's so puny. And look at those ears.
For Despero, the hardest thing about being a mouse is acting like one.
You didn't cower.
Looks like a sword. From the beloved best-selling book.
You are very brave, Mouse.
You can't talk to a human. They'll eat you. Oh.
The Tale of Despero.
Didn't cower. Drew pictures of cats.
No.
Named it Fluffy.
Parents of young preteens expect an argument or two about this movie. Zac Efron may be the leading man, but High School Musical, this isn't. 17 Again is suggestive and edgy, probably too much so for your Troy-loving grade schoolers. In fact, a few of the scenes are inappropriate, even for young teens. In one, 3 girls vie for sex with one guy, each humiliating herself more until one says, "You don't even need to remember my name." In another scene, condoms are hoarded for need. There's also some bullying, underage drinking, and a few off-color insults. Now, that's not to say that the movie is without merit. It definitely does drive home a message about what's really important in life. Efron plays young Mike. Old Mike, played by Matthew Perry, gave up his basketball dreams when his high school sweetheart became pregnant. Now they're getting a divorce, and he dreams of reclaiming the glory of his youth. A mystery man steps in to make that happen. And suddenly, Mike is 17 again, and back in his old high school, the same one where his own kids now go.
So, what did you learn at school today?
That I'm a bad dad.
What are you talking about? I thought it was going great.
It was going fantastic. For me.
And then what?
And then I found out my son spent the last year being the school punching bag. And watched my daughter get a tongue bath from a psychopath.
I told you that high school was the wrong thing.
No. High school was right. But it's not about basketball. It's about helping Alex and Maggie.
You heard it there. His daughter gets a tongue bath. Actually, she gets a lot of them. There are plenty of makeout scenes. In the end, Mike realizes that he actually has it pretty good, and he learns to appreciate what he already has rather than long for what he gave up. The concept isn't new, but Efron puts his own stamp on it, and that's the rub for parents. Your High School Musical fans will surely want to see him in a more grown-up role. Only you know if they're ready for it. If you think they are, then have a conversation afterwards to shore up your positions on dating, making out, and the importance of self-respect, especially for teenage girls. Overall, we suggest this movie is age-appropriate only for kids ages 12 and up. For more movie, television, and video game reviews, visit us at commonsense.com. I'm Jim Steyer.
Oh, yes. Now on demand.
I thought I was strong, even invincible.
In a moment, everything in Ben Thomas's life changed. Now he has an extraordinary plan.
It is within my power to drastically change their circumstances.
Why me? And 7 lives will never be the same.
This is not something you do every day.
Do what you promised me.
Will Smith, 7 pounds, now on demand.
It was the perfect weekend for Rachel's wedding until her sister came home.
I am your harbinger of doom for this evening. Is your sister behaving herself?
Academy Award nominees Anne Hathaway and Deborah Winger.
You don't get to sit around for the rest of my life deciding what I'm supposed to be like.
When your family falls apart, all you need is each other. The movie of the year, Rachel Getting Married, now on demand.
And now, catch these action movies.
He'd be a pretty cold bastard who didn't want revenge for the death of someone he loved.
This man and I have some unfinished business.
We have people everywhere.
You lost somebody?
I did.
You catch whoever did it?
Not yet.
We'll need you to get rid of him. When you can't tell your friends from your enemies, it's time to go.
Right now, I think you're the only person I can trust.
Now available on demand.
Are you aware of an impending attack on the planet Earth?
You should let me go.
Engage!
This is our planet.
No, it is not.
The day the Earth stood still.
Keep the mask on. Something tells me it might be better that way.
Between purity and sin.
Do I look like a good girl?
Between angels and demons.
I've known some pretty strange women in my time, but this one's got the final word on strange.
Lies the struggle for the soul of the city. It's time to believe in heroes.
He's something the world needs.
The spirit.
I'm on my way.
Coming soon to movies on demand.
Tegan.
Kimmy, what's going on?
I don't know who you are. I don't know what you want. What I do have are a very particular set of skills. Skills that make me a nightmare for people like you. If you let my daughter go now, that'll be the end of it. But if you don't, I will look for you. I will find you. And I will kill you.
Tegan.
He's totally gonna call.
If he's not calling you,
Then call him at 15-minute intervals until he picks up.
It's exhausting.
The defending state champion Newark Wildcats try to keep alive their quest for a 3rd consecutive Central District Championship as they take on the talented Red Devils from Marion Franklin in a sectional final matchup. Welcome to Olentangy Orange High School. I'm Steve Rosenberger along with Chris Weber. Glad you're with us for this top-notch matchup between 18-3 Newark, the number 4 seed, and 15-6 Marion Franklin. Newark under Coach Jeff Quackenbush, a state champion in Division I last year. This year they were co-champs of the OCC Ohio Division. They have won their last 5 games in a row, including a 78-50 first-round win over Marysville at Worthington Christian. On the other side, Marion Franklin, coached by Orlando McCoy, is 15-6. They tied for 2nd in the City League South They've won 4 in a row and 7 of their last 8, including a victory over the Blue Devils of Zanesville, 59-50, in their first round game at New Albany. The Wildcats lead the all-time series 4-0, and we'll be back with the first quarter of play in a moment on Time Warner Cable Local on Demand.
I am stuffed.
After that meal, I have got to pass gas.
Powder room's right there.
No! Daddy's gas can kill us all!
That's right. Toxic clouds like the one I'm about to unleash could make everyone deathly ill. Even that baby of yours. Be right back.
Secondhand smoke contains hydrogen cyanide and other deadly gases.
What a guy.
He is a keeper.
Don't pass gas. Take it outside.
I was introduced to meth, and the downward spiral was really quick from there. I was homeless within about 6 or 7 months and unemployed. For about a year I lived out of a suitcase time. I had no place to go because my family wouldn't take me in, and that's when I'm like, I think I might have a problem. I'm still baffled by the speed of how I lost everything so quickly. Meth just destroys everything.
With the playing of the national anthem, we're almost set for basketball here at the ultra-modern Olentangy Orange High School, a first-year school, and they're hosting a sectional final tonight between Marion Franklin and Newark. And Chris, this is a matchup of 2 outstanding teams.
Yeah, it really is. In the Division I tournament bracket, this is the place to be tonight. Earlier we saw the Westerville North Trojans beat Westerville South in kind of a crosstown rivalry here in one round of a sectional final. And right now we've got Marion Franklin, who's really looking to make a splash. They really did a good job, I thought, the other night in their win over Zanesville. Zanesville was bound and determined not to let them get inside where they're so effective with their size and their length, even on the perimeter. And they packed it in, and they went and hit 8 threes against Zanesville, shot the ball real well. I don't know that Marion Franklin's seen the kind of in-your-face defense, though, Steve, that Newark plays. I mean, they're going to be in your grill 94 feet, and we'll see how they handle the pressure, both ball handling and shooting.
The scoring averages tell a story. Marion Franklin comes in averaging 75.6 points per game. Newark 61.7, but they both have healthy scoring margins over their opponents. Marion Franklin only 6 defeats. Newark 3, which is 1 fewer than they had last year in the regular season.
They did a tremendous job. I mean, there was no state championship hangover here with Jeff Quackenbush and his troops. I mean, he did such a great job, and, the loss of Dane Kopp, which we won't belabor, but, Jeff took the mindset, and so did his team, that we're not going to worry about who's not here. We're going to win with who is, and he's really galvanized this group. They got great chemistry and play so hard and so well together. I think that's really attributable to the defense that he preaches. I mean, defense wins championships, even in basketball. Marion Franklin, you don't put plows on race horses in the City League. You let them go. They roll the ball out, and they roll. And they can put it up, but again, they don't play the kind of defense in the City League. Take nothing away from them. But it's the most entertaining basketball you'll see. But they won't see a defense like Newark probably all year.
Marion Franklin, a very young team, stars 3 juniors and 2 sophomores. They have a freshman who's not starting tonight, but expected to see plenty of playing time in Elijah Macon, who started in the first round win over Zanesville, but had an incident toward the end of the game where he left the gym and his teammates decided he should not start tonight. He is expected to play. He gives them some more length at 6'8". He's a freshman and a force inside. Marion Franklin, a deep team. They've had 10 different players score double figures in a game this year. Newark, meanwhile, only goes about 7 deep with the loss of Kopp.
And that could be a factor, because if this tempo gets up pace, and then conditioning is going to come into play. I mean, Marion Franklin's going to want to play this at a high level, at a high tempo, and it'll be Newark's job to slow it down and control that tempo. If this game gets in the 70s, I'd say it favors the Red Devils.
Newark back-to-back Central District Championships. They've now played a total of 75 games over a 3-year span, and their record in those games is 66-9. Marion Franklin coming off its first postseason win since the 2003-2004 season. The Red Devils are in white, Newark wearing their crimson road jerseys, and the tip belongs to Nate Spears, who caught it after tipping it himself, and the officials will get together and will award the ball to Newark on the side.
I think they had a violation. The big O in the middle of the floor, it's sometimes hard to differentiate the actual jump circle.
So Cody Dennison will inbound from the near sideline. He's Newark's leading scorer on the season. Takes the return handoff from Rollin Watson, and Newark on the attack against the Red Devils man-to-man defense.
Raymar Brown and Cody Dennison will be a matchup to watch, while Ryan Dirks.
Ryan Dirks gets the scoring underway with a three-pointer. The Licking Valley transfer puts Newark on top. Now it's Jeremy McCoy throwing out front to Raymar Brown of Marion Franklin. Back to McCoy on the weave. McCoy played by Dennison, gets a screen from Verlon Reed and another from Nate Spears as the Red Devils show patience on the opening possession.
Yeah, playing a double high post, looking for cutters to the basket. They'll cut from high to low with the big guys, and then they'll go back door from the wings.
Here's McCoy, the nephew of the head coach of the Red Devils. McCoy backs it out, watched by Dennison. We played a minute of the first quarter as McCoy drives a collision, but no whistle. There's Nate Spears who can't get it to go, and the defensive board hauled down by Sean O'Keefe of the Wildcats.
Well, you got to make those.
Now Watson attacks, takes it down the lane and draws a foul as Rollin Watson knifed his way through two defenders. Watson with some amazing numbers this year. He's already scored more than 100 points from the free throw line.
And that's a good example of why. He goes to the bucket and he goes with a purpose.
Watson comes in averaging 13.8 points per game. Here's another look, Chris.
Yeah, real nice. He just goes to the bucket hard. And McCoy, Jeremy McCoy, who drew the foul, 6'3" sophomore, wasn't set. And Rollin, he goes to the hole with a purpose. He's got a great body. Look at big arms. He's a strong kid, a football player. He's a winner.
Watson has scored in double figures 16 times and has had 9 points 3 other games, and he makes it a 5-0 lead for Newark. Now McCoy watched by Dennison. Wildcats matching up man-to-man. Reed at the high post. Now Jeremy McCoy deals it off to Raymar Brown, who pumps a long jumper, missed it. Offensive board Reed, who can't connect from in close. And O'Keefe battles for the rebound. It's pulled down by Brown. He can't score. And finally Taylor Huffman controls along the baseline.
Boy, Marion Franklin's missed 4 easy shots.
Dennison to Dirks. Back to Cody Dennison, who swings it to Rollin Watson right in front of Coach McCoy. Now Dirks against DeJuan McGoy. Raymar Brown drawing the assignment against Cody Dennison. 5-0 Newark with under 6 minutes to play in the quarter.
DeJuan McGoy, he's going to guard Dirks. Look for Dirks to come off a lot of picks out high.
Made penetration and got fouled by Raymar Brown on the reach in. The second foul on the Red Devils. There'll be a spot throw-in on the baseline for the Wildcats.
Fouls on number 12, Raymar Brown, his first, team second.
Cody Dennison to play it in.
Take a look right here as Dirks goes the hole just on the reach.
And on the inbounds play, Taylor Huffman springs free for an easy layup, precipitating a Marion Franklin timeout. Newark had started slowly against Marysville, off to a 7-0 lead tonight.
They're doing a real good job with their patience, their spacing, and their movement without the ball. If you watch Dirks, he'll go wing to wing off of 1, sometimes 2 low post screens. That freed him up on his first 3. And then it opens up the middle as you get a ball to the wing. The guy that sets the screen turns and posts, get it inside.
Marion Franklin has more than doubled their win total of last year when they went 7-12, but off to a rocky start today. They've had some chances in close, but haven't been able to convert.
No, they'll score in bunches when they do. I look for them to use their defense here. They look like they're going to come out. They'll have the ball, but I wouldn't be surprised to see them go full court press, try and create a little offense off their defense.
Jeremy McCoy brings it over the 10-second line. 5.5 minutes to go in the first period. Brown with the lob underneath. Spears hesitates and drops it in.
2.5 minutes in before the Devils score their first point.
And here comes three-quarter court pressure. Ryan Dirks into the front court, and a blocking foul works against the Devils. McCoy and Brown were there on the defensive side.
Boy, if that's on McCoy, it's his second, and it is. Watch right here. He just doesn't get his feet set. They're calling it tight. That's 2 fouls on Jeremy McCoy.
He's replaced in the lineup by Marion Franklin coach Orlando McCoy with Rayshawn Thompson, who had a great game against Zanesville, hitting 4 3-pointers off the bench. The high post, it's Huffman handing to Dennison. Dennison crowded by Thompson. Cody will wing it over to Ryan Dirks. Now Watson in the corner, and he traveled with the ball.
Wanted to shoot. Second guessed himself, took steps.
Exactly 5 minutes on the first quarter clock. 7-2 in favor of Newark. The Cats have not committed any team fouls. Marion Franklin with 3. Here's McCoy, an off-balance shot which skims over the rim. Another rebound for Spears, and he drops in the putback.
Boy, real nice job there by Nate Spears. He's been a force on the boards.
Back-to-back buckets to make it 7-4. Dennison against the press, jumps it for Watson, knocked away. Here's Raymar Brown attacking, and his layup won't drop. Pulled down by Thompson, but it's ripped away, and a foul called on Rayshawn Thompson as O'Keefe wound up with the defensive rebound.
That was a real nice job by Sean O'Keefe. It looked for a minute as though that Thompson was going to grab the board for the offensive putback, but O'Keefe just stripped him.
Foul instead of Thompson goes against Nate Spears, his first, the team's 4th. Wildcats working against backcourt pressure. O'Keefe to Watson, center of the floor, Huffman. Dirks is open as Reed jumps out defensively. Dennison played by Brown. Jeremy McCoy, a vital member of Marion Franklin's offense and defense, now resting on the bench with 2 personal fouls. Dirks to the free throw line, sets up Watson, good fake, now the penetration, lost control of it going up, and Huffman grabbing the rebound and drawing a foul.
Have to wait, Verlin Reed was in there, and it is going to go on 23, Verlin Reed. Take a look right here again, Rollin Watson going to the bucket. He gets that shoulder around right there, and Spears lucky he didn't get called, but coming in late on the arm was number 23, Verlin Reed. 5 team fouls now against Marion Franklin.
Number 33, Mike Guyton, checks in at the dead ball for the Devils. He replaces Raymar Brown. Dennison trapped on the baseline, gets it off to O'Keefe. Now Dirks played by McCoy. Newark showing patience with a 7-4 lead.
Well, they have such great spacing, Steve. Everybody's got to guard a man. There's no double teams until right there. Dirks goes inside. He'll draw contact and a foul, but he's got 2 or 3 options in the corner and out high if he gets in trouble.
Ryan Dirks, Newark's best free throw shooter at 85%, earns 2 shots.
Take a look here. Dirks again sees the lane, takes it to the hole. Foul's going to be against Mike Guyton, who's in the game for the first time. Dirks will go to the line for 2.
6 team fouls now on Marion Franklin. Newark with none, and Dirks misfires on his first free throw.
Unusual.
Let Newark lineup change. James Kurzawa, a 6'3" junior, comes in to spell Sean O'Keefe. Dirks' second foul shot is perfect.
Right, double substitution number 40, Trey Robinson.
Dirks has 4. It's an 8-4 Newark lead as Trey Robinson, number 40, a 6'4" senior, reports into the Red Devil lineup.
Newark had been 2 minutes without a point before that free throw.
McCoy, who led the team in scoring against Zanesville with 16 points, and now a whistle and an offensive foul as Kurzawa takes the charge.
Mike Guyton.
His second personal, 7 team fouls on the Red Devils and none for the Wildcats.
Take a look right here as Kurzawa comes off his man. Great help defense right there, sets his feet, and just does a great job. That'll get you an attaboy in the film room next week.
Newark dissects the press. Now Dennison flings it over to Watson. Played man-to-man by Guyton. Now Thompson guards Dennison. Watson to Dirks behind a double screen for three. Got it.
Second three of the game. 7 points for Ryan Dirks in the first quarter.
Newark trailed after the first quarter against Marysville, but they're up 11-4 tonight. Long bomb by Thompson won't go down, and the rebounding foul on Roland Watson.
Yeah, he pushed.
The first team foul against the Wildcats comes at the 2:42 mark in the first period.
Fouls on 32, Roland Watson is first, team's first.
Trey Robinson will inbound from the end line.
Take a look here. Right there you can see Rollin just before that rebound gave him a little forearm shiver.
Spears off the inbounds play, and he gets bumped, and he'll go to the line for the Red Devils' first free throw tries. Kurzawa with the foul.
Fouls on 10, James Rawaza, his first, team's second.
So Nate Spears, who had only 1 point in the first round win, and has scored already 4 in the quarter tonight, shoots 2 and buries the first one.
Steve, stroked it real well during pregame. I was watching all the teams shoot free throws.
He averages about 6 points per game, and he's gunning for his 6th point of the first quarter. The sophomore shoots and scores. 11-6, and now Trayvon Youngblood checks in for Marion Franklin, so they've already used 9 players in this opening quarter. Red Devils continue with the three-quarter court trap. Huffman to Watson over the 10-second line. Now Dennison. Rayshawn Thompson on Dennison man-to-man. Dirks off the baseline drive, throws back out to Cody Dennison. 2 minutes, 15 seconds in the first quarter, 11-6 Wildcats.
Good patience.
Newark shot exceptionally well against Marysville, 60% for the game. They're very selective. Here's a long bomb by Dennison. He banks it home. 14-6 and a smile by Dennison, who uses the glass to hit from long distance.
A sheepish smile.
Newark now playing his own. Robinson along the sideline. Off to Mike Guyton, who penetrates. Jumps it to McGoy, an open three, and he got it.
Nice shot. Got his feet set, shoulders square. Good looking shot by McGoy.
Watson beating the Red Devils down the floor, but he's called for traveling, turning it over.
Second turnover of the game for the Wildcats.
Newark with a 5-point lead, but Marion Franklin has the ball.
Take a look there at Cody's three. That's 25 feet if it's a foot. Top of the window, off glass, 3 ball.
Newark in the zone. Thompson faking against Dennison. Throws it out to Guyton. Clock nearing the 1 minute mark in the quarter. Thompson using a Guyton screen off to McGoy. He'll shoot from the top of the circle and buries another 2. Timeout Newark as DeJuan McGoy has hit a 3 and a 2 back-to-back, and all of a sudden the Newark lead has been cut to 3.
Watch this, real nice form. Gets great extension, rotation, and nothing but net.
Newark has led by 7 on 2 occasions, but now the lead has been shaved to 3 points with 54 seconds to go in the quarter. Newark 18-3 on the season. They have the Central District record with 22 district championships, and they had an amazing year following their state championship run. They have 3 losses, and all 3 have come by 3-point margins, so they're very close to an unbeaten record.
Yeah, well, success breeds success, and these kids, while they've enjoyed the celebrations and the afterglow of being a state champ, you come back and you still have something to prove. I mean, obviously Greg Avery's gone on to do great things in college, and now these guys want to take it to the next level as well.
40 seconds and counting. Newark spreading it out.
Plus, I think they got a lot of doubters. Great defense there. That's a foul, no call.
Thompson taken away from Dirks, misses the finger roll, and Ryan Dirks collects the rebound. 30 seconds. Newark with a 3-point lead in the ball.
Marion Franklin's great defensive effort. I mean, they've got so much length, and you put the ball down, they're going to be, the hands are busy.
Ryan Saul, number 20, into the game for the Wildcats, spelling Watson. Now Dennison with 8 seconds. He attacks Guyton, leaves it for Saul. Now Dirks a 3.
Same spot.
And he missed it. Tap by Kurzawa won't fall, and Guyton clears it as the buzzer sounds, ending the first period. Newark by 3 after a quarter. It's the Wildcats 14, the Red Devils 11. You're watching high school basketball on Time Warner Cable, local on demand.
We are the people who make it work.
7 days a week, morning, noon, and night.
In town.
And out of town.
We're the people who bring it to you.
We are the people who take your calls.
24/7, all day, every day.
We're your neighbors.
Who live here and work here too.
And we believe in the power of community.
Thank you.
Thank you for choosing Time Warner Cable.
Hi, I'm a student involved in the arts. And I'm not. I really don't see a point. Well, students in the arts are much more likely to read for pleasure. Well, I do plenty of reading on my own. Also, students involved in the arts tend to have much higher standardized test scores. Oh, really? Because I got a perfect score on Guitar Hero. Well, students involved in music tend to have higher GPAs. Oh, really? I can make my own music. And all that education will lead to better jobs and more money. So, support your local arts. Or, you know, you could not.
Marion Franklin has the basketball at the start of the second quarter, 14-11 Newark. Rayshawn Thompson bouncing for Mike Guyton, played by Roland Watson.
Cats back in a man-to-man.
McGoy backs it away, watched by Saul. Very young Marion Franklin team, and they've made great strides this season. There's Dennison the steal, weaving his way through traffic. Dennison to the basket, shot blocked by Guyton, and Dennison allows it to bounce out of bounds.
And Elijah Macon on the floor, the 6'8" freshman, for the first time in the game. Sat the first quarter for disciplinary reasons. Be interesting to see how they utilize him at the offensive end. Take a look right here. He just gets it tapped away. Nice job there. Couldn't see if that was Taylor or who it was. Another long three. Holy mackerel.
Dennison's shot won't go, and Guyton is fouled as he hauls down the rebound by Taylor Huffman.
A nice job by the Cats. 66% field goal percentage. They were 2 for 3, 3 for 4, I beg your pardon, from 3-point range. Very good start for the Wildcats, but having said all that, it's a 3-point game.
Marion Franklin getting a lot more shots at the basket because of their offensive rebounding ability. McGoy cut off by Saul. Now takes the pull-up for 2 off the front iron. Long rebound banged away by Guyton, who saves at the timeline. Great hustle. And then Youngblood's pass misplayed initially by Macon, who comes down with it and lays it in.
They're playing hard out there. It's physical.
7 unanswered points for Marion Franklin. Watson trying to end the run. An off-balance one-hander too short, and Macon sweeps away the rebound.
He's already altered 2. He blocked Dennison's, and he altered Watson's.
A 3 by Thompson won't go down, and Guyton rather has inside position, and a foul whistled on O'Keefe.
Should be on the floor.
First foul on Sean O'Keefe, and the 4th Newark team foul.
Take a look here. That's a long 3 ball off the hands of Thompson. Then underneath, you can see it's physical. They got O'Keefe over the back. Watson was coming underneath for the strip.
O'Keefe getting a rest just because Cozell was back in.
Can't say enough about the job those two have done, Steve, in the absence of their 6'8" kid they lost earlier.
Nate Spears has returned for Marion Franklin. He dumps it inside to Macon, who attacks the goal and lays it in. 15-14, Marion Franklin has come all the way back to take the lead with a 9-0 run. And Newark has called its second timeout. 6:22 remains in the second quarter, and Marion Franklin has stolen momentum, Chris.
Yeah, well, the insertion of Macon, we've seen it at both ends of the floor now. He's got an offensive rebound for a putback, and he's got the little easy layup down there. And then the last 2 defensive trips, Dennison came after him, and we got Can't tell. That looks like Kurzawa headed to the trainer's room. Won't speculate, but obviously it looks like it could be some kind of cut. That'll leave a man down, but as I said, at the other end, Dennison got the steal and had his layup blocked, and then Watson had his shot altered. So start the second quarter, you put in the 6'8" freshman, and he's already had a 4-point impact offensively and defensively.
At one time, Newark led 14-6. Now they trail 15-14. The Wildcats come out of the timeout with their original starting 5 on the floor.
Using that full court defense too, and it's helped. They've got some steals off of it.
Guyton, number 33, stands 6'5" at the point of that pressure. Dennison attacks against Thompson and draws a foul going up.
That'll be the first foul, beg your pardon, on Rayshawn Thompson. 7th team, that'll put the Cats in the bonus. They'll shoot 2. Take a look here again, taking it right at the defense. He wasn't set.
Newark making a home at the free throw line. Coming in, they had made 330 foul shots. Their opponents had attempted 222, so more than 100 more made free throws than opponents' attempts.
It's a little Jimmy Allen magic.
Dennison's 4th point ties the game at 15. Cody only a 69% foul shooter, and he rolls in the second one. 16-15 Newark as they stop the 9-0 run. McGoy against Watson around a Macon screen. Now out front, Thompson, an open look, and he buries it.
Boy, nice stroke there. Rashawn Thompson, first points of the game.
A 3-pointer to make it 18-16 Red Devils. Newark patient against the pressure. Huffman on the sideline saves to Dennison, who shoots a floater, too strong, rebounded by Mike Guyton.
He had another step or two. He could have laid that up or drawn contact. Guyton 3 rebounds in the game for the Devils.
Dewan McGoy working against Rollin Watson. Now the post feed to Macon, who spins on Huffman, shoots too long, and a foul called on the rebound against Nate Spears, who bumped into Cody Dennison.
That'll be the second on Spears.
Spears with 2, and Newark in the bonus. Dennison gets 1 and 1.
Take a look at this. Is not the shot that Macon wants right there. Little spin move, jump shot from about 8 feet, and there you see the battle for the rebound. Just a little bit of contact between Dennison and Spears, and they whistle Spears for the body.
Spears with a 6-inch height advantage.
Raymar Brown back in the game.
And Verlon Reed to check in at the scorer's table. And he'll come in for Spears. So Marion Franklin has McGoy, Thompson, and Brown on the perimeter, with Macon and Spears in the post.
Good look there at Cody Dennison. Got 5 points.
Cody, the star of the state semifinal win last year over Toledo Whitmer when he hit for 22 points, and he rips home the first free throw here, his 3rd in a row. Marion Franklin by 1. Dennison with a high game of 29 this season. And his shot drops to tie the game at 18.
Second tie of the game.
Dennison with 7, tying Dirks for the game high. McGoy against Watson. Good defense by Rollin. McGoy lets fly from 3-point distance and misses. Deflected rebound to Huffman.
Yeah, not a great shot there.
Dirks leading the break. Off to Dennison, who's called for steps.
Yeah, he looked like he hesitated, almost picked up his dribble.
Under 5 minutes to go in the first half. 18-18. Marion Franklin owns the ball. Watson digs in defensively against McGoy. Now it's Macon working baseline against Huffman. A whistle sounds. And a pushing foul on Taylor Huffman, much to the dismay of the Newark coaches.
And their fans. O'Keefe.
Called O'Keefe instead, his 2nd.
Wow, you can see that.
Now it's Reed Ball broken up by Huffman on the floor, and it's a tie-up.
Big Cats ball.
Newark with the possession arrow. Good hustle by Huffman and O'Keefe to pinch in defensively and create the turnover. Marion Franklin extending its defense. O'Keefe in the backcourt. Gets it off to Watson. Made a daring one-handed grab. Now he's pressured by Brown. Penetrates, finds Dennison, and Dennison scores the layup off the Watson assist.
What a great, great feed.
Newark recaptures the lead. Dennison with 9. Brown against Dirks. McGoy handing off to Thompson. He'll bomb a long one. It won't go, and a rebounding foul called under the hoop against the Red Devils.
I think that's going to go on Raymar Brown. That'll be his second. That'll send Dirks to the line for 1-and-1. Watch this by Rollin Watson. I mean, he dribbles through a double team and has the presence of mind, one, to body control to not get called for a foul once he leaves his feet, and the vision to find Cody Dennison, who very heads up made a backdoor cut.
Newark in the double bonus, and Ryan Dirks earns 2 free throws. He scored 7 in the first quarter, looking for his first point of the second.
1 for 2 from the stripe.
Dirks and Dennison combining for 17 of Newark's 21 points as the Cats lead by 3, and Ryan Soule will come in to relieve O'Keefe, who will sit with 2 fouls. Dirks, whose father Tim is a former Newark guard. And he scores again to increase the Wildcat lead to 4. Watson matched up with McGoy. Thompson played by Dennison, and the pass intercepted, intended for Reed. Good weak side help by Taylor Huffman for the steal.
Yeah, they play such great defense. We've seen that twice now, once resulting in a charge and this time in a steal.
Dirks in front of the Red Devils bench, off to Huffman. Now Dennison against Rayshawn Thompson. Nearing the 3-minute mark, second quarter, the Wildcats work their offense ahead by 4. Marion Franklin in man-to-man on the half court. Dennison shovels to Dirks. Gets the ball to Watson, covered by McGoy. Cross court Dennison for 3. It's way long into the hands of Reed.
Had a good look.
Macon with a nice catch on the run, and Dennison prevents the layup with a reach-in foul.
Well, that's a good foul if you're a Newark fan.
Elijah Macon, the freshman, will head to the free throw line for 2 shots.
Take a look here, just a long pass. No way you can contend the reception. Dennison just comes underneath, hooks the arm. He's going to make the 6'8" freshman go to the stripe and see if he can cash in 2. Macon's got 4 in the game, all in the second quarter.
Elijah Macon, capable of big nights. He scored 23 for his season high, but he comes up short here. He's had 10 double-figure games and tallied 8 in the Zanesville win. Four-point difference with 2:54 on the first half clock. Kurzawa has come back from the locker room and takes a seat on the Newark bench as Macon gets the roll on his second free throw. 22-19, and Newark works against the press. Soule approaching the arc, off to Dirks baseline. Out front, Watson, but the pass was deflected, throwing off the timing, so Watson resets. Now Dennison matched up with Bacon. He rubs him off on a screen and throws to Watson against Brown. Watson nearly lost the dribble. Brown shakes it loose. Watson to the floor to recover. And a good catch in traffic by Soule, but it's taken away by Macon, and he's tied up by Dennison. But Marion Franklin had called a timeout before the held ball. So the Red Devils utilize their second timeout as they manage to get possession down by 3 points.
4 turnovers now against Newark. As you watch right here, Watson lost the handle, and look at the people on the floor. You see, first of all, a nice job by Brown, and it's just a double team inside. Now, look at that. Triple teamed underneath. Dennison had nowhere to go. Good hands.
High intensity matchup in this sectional final. The winner will move on to the Fairgrounds Coliseum to play either Upper Arlington or Olentangy Liberty on Saturday, March the 7th at 2:30 in the afternoon.
Surprised at all by the Liberty Delaware score?
It was rather one-sided.
Yeah, I kind of thought Delaware would give them a better game. I haven't seen Liberty this year yet.
Raymar Brown inbounds in the backcourt. Devils down by 3 as they work the offense with 2 minutes and 10 seconds to go before the half.
Dirks now on McGoy. Watson underneath.
Making it the high post.
Oh, he travels.
Shoots over Huffman and got it.
7 points in the quarter for Macon.
He's provided some instant offense. It's 22-21.
Nice touch on his jump shot.
Soul holding on the arc. Throws out front to Watson. 1:35 on the clock. Dirks around a Soul pick. Off to Dennison. Huffman sets a hard screen. Watson circles toward the key. Now Dirks a three-point try. No good, long off the back iron, and Soul captures the offensive rebound. Watson left free for 3. Yes!
Oh, boy, that's money there.
Newark stretching the lead to 4 as we near the 1 minute mark. Wildcats back to the zone as Guyton penetrates, and he's called for walking. And Marion Franklin turnover.
4 for the Devils. Kurzawa off the bench. You can see his left eye's bandaged on the brow. He probably caught an elbow on a soft spot, split it open.
Dennison, Huffman, Dirks, Kurzawa, and Watson on the floor for Newark as the clock is under a minute. Dirks spotting a trap, feeds Dennison. Now it's Huffman against Macon. Dennison in the center of the floor, played by McGoy. Under 40 seconds.
Guyton now on Dirks. Guyton at 6'3", much longer.
Watson played by Robinson. Newark winding the clock under 25 seconds. Watson passed up a three-point opportunity. Huffman to Dennison. Newark nursing a 4-point advantage. Dirks against Guyton.
Will have to make a move, 8 seconds.
Dennison starts with 6
and
and
he
dribbled off his foot. Newark turnover with 3.6 seconds on the clock.
Quick pass and dump it into Macon. See if he can't get an and one here.
Newark led 14-11 at the quarter break. They're up 25-21 now. McGoy will have to launch it after crossing midcourt, but he passes off to Macon, and the horn sounds, ending the first half of play. The 4th-seeded Newark Wildcats have a 4-point lead as we hit the halftime break. Back with second half play in a moment. At the intermission, the scoreboard from Olentangy Orange reads Newark 25, Marion Franklin 21 on Time Warner Cable, local on demand.
Steroids can really damage your body. They can cause tendons to tear and bones to stop growing, damage kidneys, destroy the liver, even cause heart attacks and strokes. Not to mention something else they can do to a guy's body. Find out more about the dangers of using steroids. Visit drugfree.org.
Wildcats with a 25-21 halftime lead. And Chris, here a look at some of the first half numbers.
Yeah, look at the free throws, 9-4. Cats on top there. 3-point shooting, somewhat of a wash. 2 of 6, 4 of 8. Nothing really rebounding, turnover-wise. It's a tight ball game. I mean, I think the Newark Wildcats 13 shots from the floor versus 21 for Marion Franklin is a little bit more indicative of a patient style. But, Steve, it's also kind of an indicator that we saw Marion Franklin miss some easy shots early.
Newark with that 50% mark from three-point range. They were 7 of 14 in the first round against Marysville. But in the first round, Marion Franklin was a very strong second-half team against Zanesville, outscoring the Blue Devils 33-21 as the Red Devils came out on top by a 59-50 final score. And Coach McCoy is keeping them in the locker room a very long time.
Yeah, they won't get any shooting.
Jeff Quackenbush crouching in front of his team at the victory over Marysville, the 150th in his 10-year career, a graduate of Newark High School who has coached the team to 3 district titles and played for Newark on 2 district championship teams. Marion Franklin heading straight to the bench and getting ready to start play without warm-ups here in the third quarter. Newark with a 14-11 lead after 1. They outscored the Devils 11-10 in the second quarter to make it a 4-point separation at halftime. The biggest lead either team has had has been 8 points when Newark led 14-6.
A little unusual keeping them that long.
Macon, the freshman, number 44, will start the second half along with Raymar Brown, DeJuan McCoy, Jeremy McCoy, who's had almost the entire first half, and Nate Spears. McCoy picked up 2 early fouls.
Yeah, Brown, McCoy, Guyton, and Spears all with 2 fouls for the Red Devils. Only O'Keefe has a pair for the Cats. Dennison and Dirks both 9 points to lead Newark, while Macon came off the bench in the second quarter to lead the Red Devils with 7.
Macon gives it to McCoy. He takes the jumper under pressure and knocks it down. First points from McCoy, who's been in double figures 17 times this season.
Tough shot.
25-23, Newark's lead cut to 2. And now McCoy will pressure Dennison.
It's the third guy we've seen guard Dennison.
Marion Franklin played 10 players in the first half. Newark 7. Watson to Dirks, who looks to penetrate, sets up Dennison for a 3-pointer, can't get it, and Brown there for the rebound. 6'3" sophomore clears it over to McCoy, a 5'11" junior. He accelerates to the baseline, got caught in the air, but lobs it for Spears. Spears looking for help, finds McCoy. Ball
nice
stripped loose and picked up by Huffman.
Boy, Dirks, nice job there, got a hand on the ball as McCoy went to the bucket.
Dirks now against Raymar Brown. 6:50 and counting, third quarter. Newark protecting a 2-point lead. High post Huffman, pressured by Spears. Now Watson to Dirks, a 3 from the corner, too short. And here comes McCoy out on the run, and Dirks commits a reach-in foul on the backcourt.
First foul on Dirks. First team foul in the second half for Newark.
Brown will step over to inbound it right in front of the Wildcat bench.
Calls on number 3, Ryan Dirks, his first, team's first and a half.
Jeremy McCoy signals the play. McCoy, one of the team leaders, is a sophomore. High post to Macon. Going to work on Huffman. His turnaround won't fall. Ball tapped in the air, and Brown can't save it on the baseline. The ball's out of bounds and will stay with Marion Franklin. Last touch by Sean O'Keefe.
Boy, nice job by O'Keefe there, keeping it alive. Just didn't get the call.
McCoy will play it in from the end line. Lobs for Brown. Now Spears against O'Keefe. Will take the 14-footer, threw up an air ball into the hands of Watson. Newark on the run. Watson to the glass, and he lays it in.
Watson's probably the one player that's physical enough. Nice job here by Dennison on the steal.
Dirks driving, and he gets hammered by Brown as he went to the hoop.
That's a nice job. Nice to see Dirks go to the bucket. We'll finish my thought. Watson probably one of the only guys in the Crimson that's physical enough and athletic enough to attack the glass like that against the bigger players until we see Dirks go hard at him. I think that's what you do. You attack them. They're going to swat some, but they're going to miss some, and they're all of a sudden going to get foul trouble like they did early. What great job, what great athleticism there by Dennison. Good anticipation. And then right there, just take it at him.
Raymar Brown has 3 fouls, and he'll have to leave the game, replaced by Rayshawn Thompson.
And Brown leaves scoreless.
And Verlon Reed will come in to take the place of Nate Spears.
Not sure they were real happy with Spears' shot selection on that last trip.
Ryan Dirks has made the first free throw, and now will try to stretch the Newark lead to 6. He comes up short, gets his own rebound, powers it up on Macon, and draws another foul.
These aren't going to matter unless he can cash them in.
Dirks.
Nice to get the fouls, but
Normally a fantastic free throw shooter, had missed only 10 all season in 21 games before missing 2 tonight. And he swishes the first one here. That puts Dirks in double figures, the first player in the game with 10. Scored 9 against Marysville. He averages 10.5. And he knocks down the second.
Cats up 7.
McCoy looking for help as he works against Dennison. Reed sets a screen. Good help by Huffman. McCoy has to jump it off to Thompson. He'll throw it up on the run.
Yep.
Offensive foul as Sean O'Keefe takes the charge.
That second foul taken by O'Keefe, a charging foul that is, just gives great help defense. He makes up for his deficiency in size with just basketball smarts.
5.5 minutes to go in the third quarter. Newark has a chance to take its biggest lead with a bucket this time down. Watson penetrates and dishes to Dirks, and his three-pointer comes up short. Macon tipped it with the ball brought down by Huffman. Newark resets on offense with a 30-23 lead. Dirks and Dennison playing catch out front. Coach Quackenbush orchestrating the offense from the Newark sideline.
Coaching hard. Oh, nice.
A back cut by Dennison. He throws up a wild shot, and McCoy saves it on the baseline.
Yep.
And then Dennison called for a reach-in as he slapped it loose from Macon.
That wasn't a very good shot by Cody. There's no reason to go into him. I mean, they're not going to give you that call when you turn your back on him. Go right at his face. If he puts it back in yours, so be it. But they're not going. You're not going to get that call.
There's the save by McCoy.
Yeah, right there. Just raked the arm of Macon. Second foul on Dennison.
5 minutes left in the third. Marion Franklin trying to narrow the gap. Thompson against Dirks. The senior hands off to McCoy. McCoy nearly lost it trying to get to Thompson, and he's called for double dribble, although the Red Devils protest the call.
Take a look right here, see if it's not knocked out of his hands. Dennison's been real active. I think he did get a piece of it, Steve. I think he did.
The call goes the Wildcats' way, and now Watson hooks the pass to Dirks for a three-pointer out of the corner. He shot it short. Watson, the offensive board, hanging in the air, and he can't score. And Reed high in the air to corral it for Marion Franklin.
Dirks need to find another spot. He's 0 for 3 from the corner.
Newark back on defense, stopping McCoy on the break. He now penetrates and sets up Macon for 2. Macon has 9 as McCoy gets the assist to make it 30-25. Watson down the lane, off to Dirks. This time they'll bring it out along the sidelines. We hit the midpoint of the third quarter with the Wildcats up 5. Dennison against Thompson. Dirks played by the taller Reed. Now O'Keefe with a three-pointer.
Oh, hey!
Sean O'Keefe with his first points tonight, coming off a double-double in the win over Marysville, and Marion Franklin asks for timeout.
Move over and let the big dog shoot. Watch this right here, just coming out as an outlet, really, sees it wide open. I can do this. Drops it. If the 5'11 guys can't, the 6'3 guys may as well.
Newark, a 33% three-point shooting team on the season, but they've been accurate during tournament play so far.
1 for 6 this quarter.
The Wildcats come in having won 13 of their last 14 games. They're taking on a Marion Franklin team which has gone 11-3 since a 4-3 start to their season. So far the score, though, is more in Newark's tempo. Marion Franklin's a team that has had 3 games over 90 and has been held under 70 only 6 times in their 21 games. so far limited to 25 points with 3:45 remaining to be played in the third quarter.
Well, we said in the beginning that if it got to 70, you got to favor Marion Franklin, but Newark's patience, and they're starting to assert themselves. I mean, they were a little bit askew in their offense because they get inside and then they don't change their shot. They weren't even making effective shots. Now, the last few trips, they've gone right at the teeth of the defense. Dennison made kind of a circus attempt that wasn't really a great effort, but they're drawing fouls on Macon, and Spears is already on the bench.
The 8-point spread matching the largest of the game. Mike Guyton in, and he is fouled on Dennison's reach, which gives Cody 3 fouls.
Each team with 3 team fouls.
So Newark's invaluable point guard with 3 fouls to go with 9 points. He'll stay on the floor with 3:34 remaining in the third.
If you're Coach Quackenbush, your heart just gets a little bit heavy because you can ill afford for him to get a 4th in the third quarter here.
And a foul on the post feed to Macon
Gotta
as
be
Huffman is called for the push from behind.
Well, Taylor's not going to back down. We'll take a look here. See it, look, Taylor trying to front. It's a foul here, but it wouldn't have been a foul in an AAU tournament. There,
Macon
nice
with a
job.
second effort can't connect. Gets a third try and drops it through.
Boy, somebody grab it.
Macon keeping it high. He now has 11 points and didn't play the first quarter. 33-27 Wildcats.
11 points and 4 rebounds for the 6'8 freshman.
Dennison driving, shoots a floater too strong, and Reed rebounds.
Boy, I'm not sure what. Didn't need it.
McGoy with an off-balance jump shot, no good, and Dennison there uncontested for the board. Cody pushes it to the front court. Now penetrates down the lane, and he draws a 2-shot foul from Verlin Reed.
That'll be Reed's second. Red Devils 4th.
So Dennison continuing to attack with his 3 fouls. As Coach Quackenbush counsels Rollin Watson along the sideline.
Unofficially, Cody 4 for 4 from the stripe.
Seeking his 10th point of the game. Coming off an 18-point night against Marysville, and he joins Dirks in double figures and makes it a 7-point difference as Kurwaza, I got tangled up with the PA announcer, comes in to spell Huffman. James Kurzawa, a 6'3 junior.
Brian Soule at the scores table as well. He'll come in.
And he'll replace Dirks as Dennison stays with his 3 fouls.
Coach Quackenbush, I mean, he's had the kid for 4 years. He feels real comfortable, and I guess believing that Dennison's smart player won't get in trouble and get that 4th foul, but he's got to be real careful going to the bucket because the charge would put him on the bench early in the 4th, or in jeopardy if you leave him on the floor.
Making the touch pass to McGoy for 3. Rimmed it, no. Kept alive by Reed. And he throws back out to McGoy. Newark by 8. 2:20 left in the third quarter as Guyton fires and misses, and Kurzawa rebounds.
Not shooting it like they did the other night against Zanesville.
They were 8 of 16 from 3-point range against the Blue Devils. Oh, what a pass underneath, and Kurzawa scores. Another assist for Rollin Watson. Kurzawa, the 6th Wildcat to score, and Newark has its biggest lead, 37-27. Guyton hesitation dribble, and he draws the block on Kurzawa.
Watch right here. See, he had position, but he couldn't move. He reached. They're going to get that every time.
5 team fouls on Newark in the second half compared with 4 for Marion Franklin.
Watch this pass here. Such great vision. Threaded the needle right there, and Kurzawa able to finish. That's 2 dandy passes we've seen Watson deliver. He's a real complete player. At least he is tonight.
He'll get a brief rest as Dirks comes back in. And now Taylor Huffman will spell Sean O'Keefe. Just under the 2-minute mark, third quarter. Newark has opened up a 10-point margin. McCoy throws it for Reed. Now McGoy Weaving between defenders, shoots on the move and
what
scores.
athleticism by DeJuan McGoy.
He has 7, less than half his average of 15.3 points per game. An 8-point difference as Dirk winds the clock. Macon, the 6'8 freshman, comes out to defend. A minute and a half to go, third quarter. Macon trying to inch closer without getting too close. Dirks to Dennison. Now Soule on the wing. A minute 15 on the clock. Wildcats 37 to 29. Kurzawa pressured by Thompson. Now Macon played by, Dennison throws it away. Reed steals, works the 2-on-1 with Macon, who drops in the finger roll.
Well, I'll tell you, Macon looks like an awfully good young man, awfully good young athlete, Steve. I mean, he's got body control, bit of a jump shot. It'll get better, and he's obviously a presence inside.
And now Dennison on the floater gets fouled with the body by
that was
Reed,
obvious.
and it may have been called after the shot.
That's Reed. It was obvious. He kind of pleaded his case. There's no point.
It will be an active shooting foul. Cody Dennison will go to the line with his team head now by 6.
Take a look right here. He comes out, flashes the shooter. If he goes straight up, it's probably a no call, but as he jumps into the shooter, Dennison, he's going to draw that one.
Team fouls now even at 5. Dennison seeking his 12th point, and he swished it.
7 for 7 from the stripe.
He averages 14 points per game, had 5 assists in the Marysville win. Spears, 42, back in for Marion Franklin. 46 seconds to go in the quarter. Newark has led throughout the second half thus far, now up by 7. Dennison's second free throw gets the roll.
13 on the night for Cody.
Dennison and Dirks doing the bulk of the scoring as McCoy penetrates. Tough shot under pressure, and he banked it in. Second field goal from McCoy. It's a 6-point game again with 33 seconds. Dennison against Thompson. High post Huffman. Now Dennison will shoot the floater and a blocking foul, which could have been Dennison's 4th, but instead it gives McCoy 3 for the Devils. A bold move by Cody Dennison.
Really was.
So Dennison back to the free throw line, trying to add to his 13-point total.
Take a look here as he goes baseline. Just wasn't quite set yet. I mean, like you said, that was perilously close there. If McCoy had got there a step sooner, we may be going the other way.
McCoy seemed to change his mind. At first he was starting to reach for the block, and then he decided to try to draw the charge, but instead he winds up with a 3rd foul, and he leaves the game replaced by Raymar Brown.
A little bit of indecision that netted him his 3rd foul as Dennison drains another. He's got 6 points this quarter, 15 in the game. All 6 this quarter have come from the charity stripe. And takes a seat.
Cody will rest for the final 21 seconds of the 3rd period.
Good move.
Ryan Soule has taken his place. Watson pressuring McGoy. Good help by Huffman. 10 seconds. Raymar Brown. And a foul called on Taylor Huffman for holding Spears in the low post.
Taylor's 3rd. Both teams have 16 fouls. 5 seconds left as we watch the replay here. You can see Taylor right there just working him inside, giving the arm bar. He just got called for a little bit of a push.
And Huffman with 3 fouls will sit down, replaced by O'Keefe with 5.8 seconds showing on the clock. Brown inbounds to Thompson. Covered tightly by Dirks. He forces the jumper and it won't go. Watson spears the rebound, and that'll do it for the 3rd quarter. 3 quarters in the books. Newark expands the lead to 8, heading to the final 8 minutes. It's the Wildcats 41 and Marion Franklin 33 on Time Warner Cable, local on demand.
The calendar hypnosis into Thumbtack cushion, completely tailwind. And sewing elephants plant before cartoon paper cups. so numbers renovate.
If your teenager is trying drugs, would you know the right words to use?
Afterward, lightly fish scale, doorbell.
Find out what to say from the partnership and our community partners.
Do you have a problem with your friends driving recklessly? With your friends endangering your life? I'm here to tell you that reckless driving is the #1 cause of teenage deaths. But with new and improved Slow Down, you don't have to die.
He's right. We should slow down.
In the real world, there is no spokesperson to prevent reckless driving. There's only you. Speak up.
Kim, pay attention.
Newark has the basketball as we begin the second half with Cody Dennison to inbound.
Right in front of us.
41-33 Wildcats after they outscore Marion Franklin 16-12 in the third quarter. O'Keefe rescues a pass against Spears. Now Dirks covered by Thompson. Works the baseline and a body foul whistled on Verlon Reed.
That'll be 4 on Verlon.
The outstanding quarterback on Marion Franklin's football team in foul trouble. And Ryan Dirks back to the free throw line.
It's just a nice job there. Dirks saw the baseline, took the penetration, got mixed up with his foot and Reed's foot. That'll send Verlon to the bench, bring Macon back in.
Good crowd on hand at Olentangy Orange High School. Ryan Dirks has converted the first of 2 to make it 42-33 with 7:45 to go in the game.
Dirks now with 13.
Newark a 74% free throw shooting team. And Dirks and Dennison now combined for 28 points. McGoy looking to get untracked. Watson's done a great job on him defensively.
Oh, he has. Oh, Rollins just a great athlete.
Spears working in the low post. Nice pivot and a short shot over O'Keefe.
Yeah, wasn't anything that O'Keefe could do there. Spears has a...
Those are his first points since the opening quarter. Dennison leaves it for Watson. Now Dirks bluffing the 3, back to Watson. Approaching the 7-minute mark, Newark can afford to be patient. Dennison to Watson. He drives, lobs for Dirks, touch pass Dennison, the open 3, too short. Kept alive by Kurzawa.
Wow.
What an effort for the putback.
That was superior effort by Kurzawa.
Newark matching its largest lead at 10. 6:50 to go in the game. Coach McCoy looking down low, and the offensive foul called on Elijah Macon. Nicholas Kurzawa again taking the charge.
I think it was. Take a look at this right here. If he stays vertical, right there, he kind of lowers the shoulder, and Kurzawa stays vertical, has his feet planted, draws the foul. Take a look at field goals through the game. As we take a look now, we'll see what the difference is at the free throw line, where the Cats have enjoyed an advantage all year.
A steal at midcourt by Thompson, who sets up McCoy for the lay-in.
18 free throws made to 3.
And Newark getting 90%, mainly because they've kept Dirks and Dennison on the line. Watson, a nice crossover collision, and an offensive foul on Rollin Watson as Jeremy McCoy drew the charge.
This lady here in the third row is about ready to come over our neck if they didn't call that a charge, Steve. Now you gotta love a fan.
So the foul on Rollin Watson, his second.
Take a look right here. That's a great call. Nice job there by McCoy. Had his feet set, protected himself. Watson just rolled him right over.
McCoy feeds Macon. Pivoting on Kurzawa. Tough angle from the baseline. No good. And high in the air goes Watson for the board. Inside 6 minutes. A stop-and-go dribble and a blocking foul. The 4th on Jeremy McCoy.
So now McCoy and Reed with 4 fouls. Raymar Brown has 3. This could get interesting.
Watson, a 79% foul shooter, leads Newark in free throws attempted and made. He scored only 7 points, but that doesn't tell the impact he's had on this game.
No, he's played great defense. He's been a great addition on the boards against the taller, more athletic Red Devils, and he's laid 2 dimes out there that just make your draw job.
Trying to hit a second of 2, he does. Watson now has scored 9, and it's 47-38 Wildcats. McGoy, coming off a 16-point game against Zanesville, has only 8 tonight. Has a chance for a 3-pointer here. He got it, it counts, and he was fouled.
That'll be 3 on Watson. McGoy with the 3 plus the free throw.
He's in double figures for the 20th time this season, 5'11" and a junior. A chance for a 4-point play.
Take a look, Rollin runs at the shooter. Yeah, he may not get an Oscar, but he might get an Emmy.
McGoy to the line. His low game this season is 9. He's very consistent in the scoring column, and he scores his 11th point tonight. The Newark lead sliced to 6. Ryan Soule against Elijah Macon, bringing the big man away from the basket.
They've got a 47-41 on the board, Steve. Should be, by my count, 42.
3-pointer Dirks, too short. Offensive board Kurzawa, and he's fouled going back up. Kurzawa not letting a cut over his left eye hamper his efforts on the boards, and he earns 2 free throws. Watson back to the scorer's table. Kurzawa's first free throw finds the mark. He's come up with 5 points in the second half.
Still haven't fixed the scoring issue.
48-41 according to the scoreboard. As Kurzawa continues Newark's success at the free throw line. McCoy penetrating against Dennison, who can't afford to foul, and Jeremy McCoy adds 2 more.
8 for the game.
It's 49-43 on the board as Dennison has his shot blocked. The ball tipped out of bounds, and we awarded to Marion Franklin with 4:59 to play here in the 4th quarter.
You know, unless they called that, it had to be a 3 that McGoy converted. I think they're calling that a 2.
Scoreboard shows Newark by 6, 49-43 as Macon pivots on the baseline. Shot won't drop. Defensive rebound Huffman. Quick outlet Dennison.
Macon's been no factor on offense here in the 4th quarter. 2 shots, missed them both.
Dennison, an open 3-pointer from the wing. Shot it long, and the ball bounds out of bounds to Marion Franklin.
Red Devil substitution number 23,
Erlon Reed spells Nate Spears with 4:32 remaining.
Let's take a look at this. Is the shot that McGoy hit, and that's clearly a 3. So I'm not sure.
Here's a steal by Taylor Huffman coming from the weak side to knock away the post entry. And Newark maintains the 6-point advantage as we near the halfway mark in the 4th quarter. And the Wildcats call for timeout. A full timeout for Newark. We'll step aside for a moment. 4:12 left to be played. And it's Newark 49, Marion Franklin 43 on Time Warner Cable, local on demand.
Getting hot.
Newark Wildcats with now 4 state championships. Last year they picked up their first since 1943.
See if we can't get, that's clearly a 3-pointer, and at that point they had 38. So that would have been 3-41, the free throw 42, and the shot by McCoy would be 44. Now, unless it's a one-point game at the end, it's moot, but it's a shame that they'd missed something so obvious.
Newark ahead by 6 on the scoreboard. As Dennison deals it off to Dirks. 4 minutes left. Dennison pressured tightly by McGoy.
Well, they play a great brand of defense. I underestimated it, to be honest. McGoy, they really do. They get after it. It's really impressive to watch Marion Franklin play basketball.
Huffman guarded by Macon. Dirks finds Dennison. Newark content to run clock. Dennison avoiding a double team on the sideline by switching hands with the dribble. Now it's Watson. McCoy guarding him with 4 fouls.
Kind of surprised they didn't jump him in the corner.
Now the hook pass.
Oh,
pretty feed to O'Keefe for a lay-in.
Taylor Huffman, what a dish.
O'Keefe with 5, and it's 51-43.
It's like watching Hoosiers.
3 minutes and 10 seconds to go. McGoy driving on Watson, good help, so he shoots the pull-up and bags it.
Tell you what, McGoy's sweet. He can play this game.
And a quick timeout called by Marion Franklin coach Orlando McCoy. McCoy, a graduate of West High School and Muskingum College. There's the offensive action by the Wildcats on their last possession.
Just a tremendous awareness by Huffman. You can see him even point down low, but he got the pass and just a touch pass inside, and O'Keefe ready to finish. Watch this. Watch the ability here just to stop, go straight up, elevate. He rises up, and a nice soft touch. I'll tell you, McGoy, he's really got a bright future in this game. 2, 4, 6. He's got 7, I say 8 this half, and 12 for the game by the scoreboard's account. What's your opinion, Steve?
I think it's pretty clear from our replay.
Well, yeah, it was definitely a 3 and a bonus, 3 and 1.
Newark 51 and Marion Franklin 45 with 3:01 to go in the fourth quarter.
Take a look one more time. Clearly he's behind the line. Look at the scoreboard, 47-38. Drains that, gets fouled. That'd be 42. They got a bucket since then from McGoy and McCoy.
Right.
So that'd be 46. But
Newark against pressure. Watson breaks long, takes it to the basket, has a shot blocked by Trey Robinson, who's whistled for the foul. Good hustle by Robinson to deny the layup. And that puts Watson at the line for 2 shots.
Good job by Rollin. They're just going hard to the bucket.
Watson at the line for 2.
Newark winning the game from the free throw line and leading by 6, make it 7. Watson, the third Wildcat to reach double figures. He has 10. The Cats put 4 in double figures in the Marysville win.
They're 16 to 17 here in the second half, beg your pardon, from the strike.
I think they were 9 for 10 in the first half. Jeremy McCoy back in with his 4 fouls as Watson connects again. Watson with 4 in the quarter. Kurzawa in, replacing O'Keefe.
Well, those two, you can't say enough about the effort they've given tonight. I mean, they're outsized, but yet, the defensive help on the charges and then just the defensive help to kill penetration.
McCoy shoots from the paint and misses, and Huffman a strong rebound. Outlets to Watson. Watson stumbles down, lost the ball, and a tie-up. The possession arrow favors the Red Devils.
Rollins' feet are too fast for the ball sometimes.
2:37 to go, fourth quarter, 53-45 Wildcats. Newark has not trailed since they tied the game at 18 in the second quarter. McGoy against Watson. Marion Franklin still patient, down 8. An offensive foul on Elijah Macon. Another job by Kurzawa of drawing the charge. 3 fouls on Macon, and more importantly, they lose possession. Kurzawa establishing post position. Macon went through him for the foul.
Just a great job. Just a great job. I mean, they give him nothing. He give him room to catch what you have to do. Not a good job there by Taylor.
Dennison saves ahead to Watson, who goes to the goal and lays it up and in.
And of course, McCoy no position to foul because he's got 4.
Newark
Watson
opens it up to 10 again, and a foul called on Ryan Dirks out front.
Only Dirks second. I was going to say, Watson with 13 in the game now. Now the Devils in a 1-on-1.
Rayshawn Thompson, one of the few Marion Franklin seniors, will head to the free throw line. After scoring 14 on Tuesday night, he has the 3 tonight. 55-45 with 2:09.
Well, I think there's some conversation at the scoreboard whether it was on Dennison or it was on Dirks. Coach Quack over there real closely just to make sure they get it right.
They haven't posted the foul yet. If it's Dennison, it's his 4th.
Correction, the foul is on number 3, Ryan Dirks, his 2nd.
And it is Dirks with 2. Thompson shoots 1-on-1. Can't score. Another defensive board for Taylor Huffman, who goes up strong with both hands. Marion Franklin will press. Dennison into the front court. Dennison to Huffman, who fakes, shoots over a double team. Tap, no good by O'Keefe, and Macon clears it. McGoy shut off on the drive by Watson. Around the Macon screen. Now Trey Robinson with the baseline drive, a collision, offensive foul again. This time it was Cody Dennison drawing the charge.
Think they practiced that? They just get themselves in great position. Take a look right here. Anticipate, watch baseline help, boom. They've called it tight all night too though, Steve, to be honest. I mean, it's not been, there's been no sudden changes. They've called it pretty tight all night.
Marion Franklin in full court pressure after the player control foul. Dirks patiently to Dennison. 1.5 minutes left in the 4th quarter. Newark trying to advance to the district semifinals. Tight pressure by McCoy on Watson. Jeremy McCoy with 4 fouls, gives his 5th. So that'll send McCoy to the bench and Watson to the foul line.
McCoy's night will finish with 8 points. Watson will go to the line looking for points number 14 and 15.
McCoy made an impact in the second half after sitting out most of the first 2 quarters after picking up 2 early fouls.
Had all 8 points in the second half, 6 in the 3rd quarter.
Roland Watson has 6 in the 4th quarter, 13 for the night. Coach Quackenbush taking the opportunity to sit down with his team ahead by 10. Watson's free throw gives them their largest lead of the night.
Just amazing the night they've had at the line, Newark, that is.
They've converted time after time, and they get the roll here. Watson with 15, Dennison has 15, Dirks 13, and Newark leads by 12. Mike Guyton tight-roping the sideline. Pressure tightly by Dirks, gets it to Macon. They'll take a dribble and the jumper, got it.
First point for Macon since the 3rd quarter.
And a quick timeout for Marion Franklin to allow them to set up their press with only 1 minute and 4 seconds remaining to be played in the 4th quarter.
Take a look here at Macon. Now see, this time he's not about to lower his shoulder, go inside, but look at his ability to rise up and shoot that soft jump shot. We'll enjoy watching him play for the next 3 years. I know he had a bit of an issue the other night with some disciplinary problems, but I imagine the young man will get that squared around as he matures.
He has scored a team-high 15 for the game. And look at Newark from the free throw line, Chris. That's the story of the game in a nutshell.
There's no question. 23 of 26 and 4 of 6. That's amazing. You pointed out very capably in the before the game that they've shot 300. They've made 300. Opponents have shot 2. It's held the form here tonight.
Against Pickerington Central in early January, Newark had a game in which they made 34 points from the free throw line. The Wildcats have the ball against the press. Again, 1 minute 4 seconds remain. Newark seeking its 19th win. They've won 24 each of the last 2 years. Dennison to Huffman. Back to Dennison against McGoy. Here it comes Brown over the double team. Dennison works away from it and gets it front court to O'Keefe. And he's fouled by McGoy.
First foul on DeJuan.
So Sean O'Keefe will shoot 2 shots. O'Keefe doesn't get to the line very often. He came in with only 13 trips to the free throw line. He's made 10 for 77%.
Goes to the line with 5 already. Points, that is.
Scoreless in the first half, but he's contributed offensively here in the second. All the Newark players seem to fit their roles, Chris. That really is the reason they win.
And they accept them. That's the difference. I mean, you could tell a kid he can do this or can't do that, or this will be his job. But the problem arises when they refuse to accept that role. And these 7 kids, I mean, basically that's what it is, Steve, have accepted their role. They've embraced it as well as each other. And the results, especially tonight, is very impressive.
Marion Franklin coach Orlando McCoy going to his bench and bringing in Justin Johnson wearing number 10.
Also in for the Red Devils, number 50, Rashawn Johnson.
Rashawn Johnson, who's number 50, is in the game. Marion Franklin figures to be a team to be reckoned with next season. Their whole starting lineup will be back. This year they racked up 1 more win than they had the last 2 seasons combined. Macon misfires and Watson spears the rebound. Newark by 12. 35 seconds. Watson forced to throw it up, and he couldn't find anyone to pass it to, and it goes to Rashawn Johnson. Now Justin Johnson into the front court. Wildcats sticking with the man-to-man in the final 25 seconds with a 59-47 lead. Marion Franklin with a low game this year of 46. Rashawn Johnson's basket gives him 49 tonight.
The one thing they'll become better instantly, they dribble way too much. I mean, the ball movement they get is off a dribble most of the time. If they could just learn to pass a little more, move a little more, they will. They'll be a better team. But they, in my opinion, they dribble the ball way too much.
Now Newark about to clear the bench. The Wildcats moving on to the Fairgrounds Coliseum. It'll be their 6th win in a row. And they'll be 4-0 since the departure of Dane Kopp, which says a lot.
It's not about the guys that aren't here. As a coach, you don't worry about them. If they choose to be here, fine. If they choose not to, they make the decisions on their own accord. You coach the ones that show up at the gym every day, and you coach them up to win. And as you said a few moments ago, Kurzawa and O'Keefe, Kopp wouldn't have given them any more effort than those two have given them tonight. I credit the kids that are here tonight and the coaches that made this team what it is.
Newark led at every quarter stop, 14-11 after 1, 25-21 at halftime. They stretched it to 41-33 through 3, and are now up by 10 with 9 seconds. Cody Dennison caps off a 16-point game. Dennison, a starter as a sophomore on a team that went to the regional finals. The point guard last year on the state title team, and now leading his team back to the district semis. Newark by 11 as Johnson throws it up on the run. And a whistle with 0.8 of a second to go as Ryan Soule hugged the rebound. I think they're about to award Newark the ball out of bounds, but it should be a 2-shot.
What was that?
Chance. Newark in the double bonus, but they're allowed to inbound since there was less than a second to go, and Soule gets the pass, and the horn ends it. with the Wildcats prevailing by a 60-49 final score. Our thanks to the entire crew here at Olentangy Orange, the director Josh Powers, producer Jim Kramer, Mike Hall on the stats, Brian Bowman, Ryan Noblet, Eric Obert, and Steve Hall manning the cameras. Austin Kennedy, the intern, helping out. We appreciate all their work. It's been a good night for high school basketball. Westerville North topped Westerville South in the opener here at Orange, and now Newark moves on with an 11-point victory, 60-49 over Marion Franklin. Any closing thoughts?
It's just a great effort. I mean, we saw the difference at the free throw line. When you outshoot your opponents like that and play defense the way they did, they got no shot. It was a great win for the Wildcats. Tough loss for the Devils, but they'll have next year. Newark now goes on to the Coliseum, where the only place you can win a district title in Central Ohio.
Marion Franklin finishes 15-7. Newark improves to 19-3. For Chris Weber, I'm Steve Rosenberg. Repeating the final score again, the Newark Wildcats 60. The Marion Franklin Red Devils 49. High school basketball tournament action on Time Warner Cable, local on demand.
Northwestern Ohio Racers.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the University of Northwestern Ohio, where this afternoon we bring you AMC basketball. The UNOH Racers, under head coach Chris Adams, with a record of 11-12 and 3-3 overall, entertain the Raiders from Roberts Wesleyan College out of Rochester, New York. They're coached by Rob McCoy. They come in with a record of 9-11 and 0-6. My name's Mike Mullen. I'll be calling the play-by-play this afternoon. Alongside for color commentary and stats is Matt Metzger. All right, let us introduce you now to the starting lineups for this afternoon's game between Roberts Wesleyan College and the University of Northwestern Ohio. For the hometown University of Northwestern Ohio Racers, Josh Forrest, the 6'3 junior from Ottoville, will be on one wing. He averages 16.1 per ball game and is the team's leading scorer. Brandon Miller, the 6'4 sophomore from Ottoville, averaging 2.3, will also be in the starting lineup. Jason Sarno, a guard, 15.9 a ball game, 6'2 senior out of Elida. The other guard will be Isaac Bowers, a 6' sophomore from Spencerville, averaging 8 points a ball game. And in the post, Dustin Guthrie, 6'5 freshman from Benton County, averaging 6.4 points per ball game. Racers score at almost 74 a ball game. They give up 72.7, so they're also virtually identical in the offensive and defensive category, and that's indicative of their 11-12 record and 3-3 in the AMC. All righty, teams are at center court. We're ready for basketball. Frank Vitt will toss it up. And the tap is controlled by the Racers as Brandon Miller got the tip, and UNOH goes on offense. They're moving right to left as we call the action here in the first half. Josh Forrest out of Ottoville, out top to Isaac Bowers, and off down to Sarno. It's like a 2-3 zone put up defensively by Roberts Wesleyan. Good passing out to Sarno on the left wing for the three ball. It's short, and Sarno got his own rebound. Out to Vorst. He'll fire a three and knock it down.
One thing playing a zone against the Racers, and it almost has a look of almost a 1-1-3 to an extent too, Mike, defensively, is the Racers can knock down open threes, and if you give it to them, they're going to take them.
All right, Racers have the early 3-0 lead, and Roberts Wesleyan is on the attack for the first time. Salagis will come on the near side to Mike McGinnis, and the ball knocked away and stolen, so quick turnover for the Raiders. Sarno takes it baseline left, and his skip pass is stolen away. They come back the other way after the Racers' first turnover. Give and go to McGinnis, and McGinnis finishes low on the right.
Turnover by the Racers has been a problem all year to where it's an easy basket for the opposing team, and that was a situation where the Raiders took advantage of it.
Forrest and Bowers play toss out front now at the 18:50 mark of the first half. Forrest will pass it into Miller, who had a wide open shot. Instead goes to Bowers for a three, and he misses. Rebound comes down to Nick Bozelli. Quick up court come the Raiders, and a three ball is up and good by Mike McGinnis. So McGinnis has the first 5 of the ball game, and Roberts Wesleyan takes the lead at 5-3.
McGinnis coming into the game, Mike, only averaging 1.5 points per game and only shot 12 threes. Looked pretty confident here in the opening 2 minutes.
Well, he's got all 5 of the team's points here in the early going. Jason Sarno, an open 3 ball. That's no good. Rebound comes down to the big guy, Kurt Despard. Up to McGinnis, and now to Salagis on the right wing. He'll go to the right block, and a fadeaway 12-footer is no good by Nick Bozelli, rebounded on the weak side by Dustin Guthrie. They get it ahead to Vorst, pull-up jumper from 15, off the window and iron, no good. Rebound to Nick Bozelli. Roberts Wesleyan with the ball and the 2-point lead in the early going. The point guard is McGinnis, sophomore from Falconer, New York. In the corner it goes. The 3 try is no good, but rebounded by Despard on the left side. Back out to McGinnis, and he knocks down another 3. How about Mike McGinnis? All 8 points for Roberts Wesleyan. They're up by 5 at 8-3.
I'll break a scouting report when you see a guy come into a game not averaging even 2 points a game and scores your first 8.
All right, Sarno inserts to Guthrie, out to Bowers. Bowers tries to penetrate, can't do it, gives to Miller, skip pass to Josh Vorst, and his 3 ball is good.
There's a prime example right there of Brandon Miller playing that post position and finding an open Josh Vorst on the opposite side. Racers fall back into this 2-2-1 3/4 court trap that they played all year.
And they get the ball to Despard. He'll take it in underneath and get fouled hard. Man, Josh Vorst went up on Despard that time, and both players go into that very short situation at the end of the court, and Despard gets up and he's hurt.
Yeah, both Josh Vorst and Despard hit that wall pretty hard and really quick. That wall comes up on you pretty quick.
Yeah, that's a tough break for Kurt Despard, 6'9" freshman from Enfield, Connecticut, as the trainer quickly looks at his knee. And a hush comes over the University of Northwestern Ohio gym now. 6:15:59 left in the first half, and Roberts Wesleyan up 8-6. Despard hopefully is not hurt seriously.
That's an awkward landing right there by the player, and Josh Vorst, I thought, actually took the brunt of that injury, but it's hard to tell a knee or an ankle when you come down like that.
Well, instinctively, as you go in for a shot like that, when you get undercut by one of the other players, you look for a landing area, and there quite literally is no landing area in this gymnasium. You're going to land in a padded wall, and that's what Despard did that time. Fortunately, he's up and walking off the court under his own power, and hopefully we'll see him back in the lineup in the not-too-distant future. Coming off the bench for Roberts Wesleyan will be Jamel Williams, the 6'3" senior from Rochester. All of that said, the free throws will be taken by Williams for Despard, who was fouled on the play by Josh Vorst. And the free throw is no good. So Vorst picks up his first foul, and Jamel Williams misses the first of 2 free throws. Second one is also off iron, and the rebound comes out to Brandon Miller of UNOH. So the Racers have it on the attack, down by 2. Ball faked by Sarno. Out to Bowers. Penetrates. Got caught underneath for Miller. Good leap to Vorst, and another 3 ball is right across the goal mouth. Rebounded by Brandon Miller. Nice stick back low on the right.
Great job by Jason Sarno, kind of playing volleyball with it, keeping the ball alive. Brandon Miller able to snatch it out of there and finish.
Tie ball game at 8. First time we've been tied. 2-2-1 pressure again by the Racers. Williams has the ball kicked out of bounds on the near side by Josh Vorst. So it will be Mike McGinnis triggering the inbounds play as Kyle Gillette makes his first appearance this afternoon. Dustin Guthrie got the start, and 3.5 minutes into the game, Gillette comes off the bench. Pass now to McGinnis. McGinnis with a behind-the-back dribble against Bowers out top. Bowers harassing McGinnis very nicely. Here's Salagis into the paint, doesn't shoot, gives it out top, and Bozelli misses a shot, and it's tracked down by Bowers on the far side.
Good defensive possession by the Racers. Great ball pressure by Isaac Bowers, forced a kind of a quick rush shot.
All right, Racers work the perimeter of the zone now. Tie game at 8. Josh Vorst at the top of the key. Gives to Bowers on the left side. Now Sarno has it. Again to Vorst on the right wing. Racers get the shot clock down to 10. Bounce pass for Brandon Miller. Got around his man. Layup good. Left side for Brandon Miller. And he's showing more and more instinct to go to the hoop now, whereas earlier in the year he'd make that pass in the lane. Here's a shot inside. Nice job underneath by Jacob Russell to finish against good defensive pressure. 10-10 tie on the UNOH scoreboard. Isaac Bowers will back it out now, looking over this 1-3-1 zone as they switch it up defensively. Gives to Josh Vorst, back to Bowers. He'll penetrate, dump it wing left for Sarno. 3 ball, no good. Long rebound. Sarno going to dig it out of there. Nice job by Jason. Good shovel pass for Vorst, and he had the shot blocked underneath.
How that wasn't a foul, I'm not real sure. Josh Vorst did a good job of using contact. He had his left arm completely pulled down right there, but anyways, Frank Vitt saw it, no contact, and the Racers got the ball out of bounds.
Bozelli did a good job defensively for Roberts Wesleyan. Isaac Bowers, the trigger man here, and needs some help. Gives to Gillette, now to Sarno, looks inside, now back to Gillette for the baseline. Jay overshot everything. It comes to Jacob Russell. Hands to McGinnis, fires it into the forecourt and right into the cheerleaders. I'm not sure whether McGinnis just misread which black uniform he was throwing it to. The Roberts Wesleyan cheerleaders all in black there. Those are UNH cheerleaders, I beg your pardon. All in black uniforms down there, and I think he misread who he was throwing it to.
Well, hopefully not too many times in Jamel Williams' life he's been mistaken for a cheerleader. So anyway, it's a turnover. Racers got the ball.
All right, 10-10 tie still here with 14:35 left first half. Bowers bounces to Vorst. Vorst inside for Gillette on the right block. Gillette back inside for Josh Vorst. Shot blocked from behind. Picked up by Sarno. Good ball fake. Nice look inside for Brandon Miller. Miller got too far under. Tips it out to the wing, and it will be out of bounds. Last touched by Sarno out of bounds. Good job that time by Jacob Russell to flash it off Sarno's leg.
A lot of contact there on the offensive end of the floor, but the Racers had numerous shot opportunities and was able to convert. Right now, extend the floor. Marcus adding to Marcus Jackson coming into the game here to add a little more defensive pressure in that backcourt.
All right, and we also see number 10, Brian Williams, off the bench for Coach Rob McCoy. So Brian Williams and Jamel Williams both in the ball game. Here's a long pass down and a finish. Nice job underneath by Jacob Russell for his 4th point to put Roberts Wesleyan back on top by 2 at 12-10. DeMarcus Jackson gives it off to Josh Vorst. Right around to Jackson again. Inside for Dustin Guthrie. They've got the 2 big guys in now at the post for UNOH. Here's Vorst, little pull-up 8-footer in the lane. Good for Josh.
It was all started by Dustin Guthrie catching on the one block, throwing out opposite, and then Josh attacking where the defense was at.
12-12 tie at the 13:35 mark of the first half. Pass to Russell. Now to the baseline. The shot will not fall for Salages. Dustin Guthrie has the rebound for the Racers. Out to Marcus Addy, the junior from St. Louis. Gives to Vorst. Vorst against a harassing defensive effort by Jacob Russell. There was actually a foul called away from the ball against Roberts Wesleyan. And the foul's on Mark Salages, his first team foul on the Raiders. Ball to DeMarcus Jackson. 3-ball, top of the key, good.
DeMarcus Jackson's done a great job this year improving that shot. When he gets his feet set and his hands ready, he's been able to knock it down a lot higher percentage as the year's gone on. He's at 37.5% coming into this game.
Racers lead by 3 at 15-12. Here's Salages on the left wing. Post-up pass inside for Despard, who's back in, and that's good to see. And now we got a whistle and
offensive goaltending on Kyle Gillette. Once that ball hits the glass, it's a dead ball, and you can't go play it.
All right, they give the personal or the field goal to Jacob Russell, and the goaltending call on Kyle Gillette. So it's 15-14. Good to see Despard back in the lineup. He's the young man who went into the wall about 5 minutes ago, and he's back on the floor now for the Raiders. DeMarcus Jackson needs a pass, goes to Addy. Marcus high post for Guthrie. Now to Jackson, back inside for Guthrie. Dustin works in traffic and got the rim around and out. Tough break for the freshman from Vinton County. And here come the Raiders with a chance to take the lead again. Salages goes baseline. Nothing there. Gives it out top to the foul line. Now to Jamel Williams. That shot's way off target. Rebounded on the weak side. The stick back won't go, and Gillette clears for the Racers. Out to Jackson. Jackson throws a lob that Dustin Guthrie can't quite catch up to. Turnover number 2 for UNOH.
Sloppy play on both ends of the floor right there. Jamel Williams basically threw up a shot, looked like a blocked punt. Then at the other end of the floor, DeMarcus Jackson got way too quick with it. Coach Adams is taking him out of the game right now just to talk about that.
Josh Forrest also gets a rest as Sarno and Bowers come back in for UNOH. The Racers lead by 1 at the 12-minute mark here of the first half. Into the forecourt, Brian Williams, senior from Brooklyn, New York. Right side pass